Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello and welcome back to the channel where today we are here at the Shmuseum, but we need to head over to Cambridge Car Audio to collect the SLS Black Series. They have completed the installation of the new sound system. It's taken a little bit longer than we intended thanks to a few issues with the car and getting all of the parts, but they've now done all of the final installation and the fine tuning. So we're going to pop over with the C63 AMG Black Series, although something to tell you about that car before we go. We'll drive over to Cambridge Car Audio, take a listen to the new sound system, check it all out before bringing it back here to the garage, almost at long last, to have it back home properly ahead of some pretty cool things that are in the works. You will notice here at the moment, some of the cars are partly under the covers that I used to use in the storage location where I kept everything before. This is because the cars that have been cleaned up, while it's still quite dusty in here, are all just being covered for the time being, and we'll work out exactly what we're going to do. So that's just a temporary thing, because I would quite like to keep everything open. I think they all look so much nicer when you can see all of the cars in all of their glory. Today, we're heading out with the C63 Black Series though. Of course, we took this over to Avantgarde to collect the SLS not all that long ago. Recently, Tom and Brad here at the Shmuseum took it over to Whoops to have the wheels finished exactly as they were from OEM, with the silver lip around the outside and in the satin black finish, different to the gloss black as it was when I picked it up, and that's over on the Shmuseum channel. But a few of you noticed something a little bit unusual with the number plate. Now, it wasn't actually properly registered on this plate until now. We could finally install those plates properly. In fact, it was carrying the previous registration. We just had the show plates on it when it was parked up and that kind of thing. It's been a very slow process recently, with the DVLA here in the UK having a massive backlog, and because of the car being in the trade for a while, it meant that all of the paperwork had to be sent in, a very manual process. It's taken a couple of weeks, well, maybe a month and a half, something like that, to get it all transferred. But one of the first things we need to work out with it today is around here at the back of the car, where to install the rear plate, we've got to find a way to mount it with these screw holes that stick out a little bit. So we will find a plan for that. Then we'll get this over on the road. It takes something like an hour and a half to get from here over to Cambridge Car Audio, where the SLS is awaiting, and I need to try out a few sample songs to hear how they're going to sound. So we need to get the plate on that, get on outside, get over to Cambridge Car Audio to see how the SLS is doing. We are rocking and rolling then in the C63 Black Series, and it really is interesting how this car actually came out just a year before the SLS, but they are so different in many ways, despite the fact that they effectively have variations on the same engine. One thing they do very similarly though is consume a whole lot of fuel. We've done just over 200 miles. We are actually now, if I go to it on the dashboard, on the red 0 effectively, so we need to find a fuel station at some point very soon. Thankfully, the weather is not too bad today, which is good. We've had some pretty horrible weather recently. So first stop is to go get this fueled up. Before that, I'm going to needlessly, I say needlessly, this is needed, just the sound of this. Moderately hilarious. And we'll head over to Cambridge Car Audio, where the guys have had the car for the last week, 10 days or so, just basically to finish everything off. It came back needing the fine-tuning, everything to be reconnected after the problems we had with it before, where it had effectively given up earlier in the year, having been sat for a little bit too long. Those parts arrived after about 4 or 5 months. Avantgarde Automotive did the repairs to it over in Bristol. We collected the car, waited just a little bit of time to make sure that everything was back in full working order with it when I had it back at the garage, then took it out to Cambridge Car Audio over on the Shmuseum channel, and today, of course, we're going to go and pick it up and see what the final result is like. So first stop, some fuel, then about 50 miles or so, I guess, from there onwards to go and get the SLS. I had forgotten that we got ourselves a little bit of a tunnel run here, so we can go into manual. We can drop the window a little bit. We can start lowering some gears. Oh, this is brilliant. Just that little mid-gear acceleration, 3rd gear. Love it, absolutely love it. Here we are then, arriving at Cambridge Car Audio to go inside and find the SLS. Here we are then, back with the SLS Black Series, now completed. And I want to quickly take you through the upgrades that have been done here at Cambridge Car Audio before I'm going to take a listen to how it sounds. The car is looking magnificent. Of course, this is a car that I have made very much my own, but I want to come and show you again through exactly the components and how they have been installed inside here. A very discreet installation, bespoke fabrication by the team here at Cambridge Car Audio. For example, the A-pillars that house the tweeters, the fabrication inside the rear deck lid for the subs, and also the amps that are tucked away back there. And then we have a whole host of different speakers. For example, just through here, we have the Audison Thesis tweeters, which are very much the best in the business. We've also got the Thesis mid-bass, which are down here in the footwells. We've got the Voce mid-range, which are installed into the bulkhead at the sides back here. And then we've got the Prima subs tucked away into the boxes that have been built in what is otherwise a big void that you have underneath the backboard here, with the amps installed as well. Now that's not all, because we also have the upgrade to install Android Auto. So the inbuilt system here now offers Android Auto, which means I can connect my phone to it. I can bring up apps like Waze, for example, on there, and we put the additional controller in the center. The components for the sound system have been supplied through Audison UK, 4Car Audio, and obviously all of this work and install has been carried out here at Cambridge Car Audio. But I think I'm going to need to take a listen to this in a moment and see exactly what it's like. And needless to say, after a quite long time waiting for this, I'm very intrigued at the moment to get a feel for it in the car that otherwise had the standard system. You could have had an upgraded system from factory. This car didn't have it, but this is going to make the sounds in here really pretty special. It is time then to take a first listen to this car. So we are of course here with Ardil.
Hello, welcome all, and Tim, welcome again to come over and see us. I'm sure you're going to love the system. I've been listening to it this morning again, just appreciating the actual immense sound that we've now got from the car. So obviously it's been a while since you dropped off the car, but it's going to be amazing. I'm sure you're going to love it. I absolutely love the system that we've done. It rocks, and I'm sure you're going to love it.
Well, we're going to have to take a listen to this. As you said, it's been a long time coming thanks to the parts delays, getting the car up and running, but you have now completed all of the fine tuning. Everything is set.
Yep, everything's done. We've been with the team at Audison and fine tuning everything to get everything inch perfect for you, actually tailoring everything to your music taste as well. Plus the Android Auto kit works seamlessly as well, and it just absolutely rocks. You've got functionality, but also an awesome sound now. Which means we should hop inside and take a listen to this.
Yes, let's do it. We should do it. Now guys, of course, you're going to hear the recording of what we're listening to, so it won't be quite the same as I'm going to hear it, but I will try to do my best to explain what I am experiencing from this. So of course, back into the SLS Black Series. I suppose given we're going to be playing with the electrics, we should probably start it, should we?
We should indeed. So
let me just hit the button. Oh yes, always sounds great. Okay. So we've got the Android Auto system.
So what we've got in here is a custom built USB port ready for the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay system. So we're going to be showcasing Android Auto on this occasion. So we've got the USB-C connector, but we've also got that can also adapt to have obviously Apple CarPlay as well.
And that's all custom fabrication?
That is, yeah, and we've embossed that into the glove box and covered that in the same material as the black carpet in there as well.
So if I plug this into my phone, that will then kickstart some things. We've got the controller here.
So the controller basically allows us to control the system on here. So all you do is you have to have it on auxiliary to get the sound output, and then this little button switches over from the classic Mercedes screen over to Android Auto.
So it's immediately going into Waze, which I think is how I have it set to default to.
And then the control panel basically allows you to adjust that and actually take you back onto a home screen where you've got your phone calls, your calendar, maps, Waze, as well as Google Maps. Even get the weather on there as well.
All the usual full Android Auto control. So this is where, from my phone, I've picked a particular song that I've used before on a video, which was actually when I collected my 911 GT3 and I was in a helicopter flying to collect it, which was an awesome memory. So if I press play here, it's going to go straight onto the new system.
Yeah, but through volume control, and everything is done through factory controls here, as well as on the steering wheel as well.
Perfect. So I guess this is hearing it for the very first time. Let's have a little listen. Let's get this started. Make sure I've got data. Oh, wow.
Just surrounds you.
That's completely surrounding me. This is quite hard to explain. I feel lost in the moment.
Yeah.
This is officially the best sound system in any car I've ever owned instantly. I'm no expert, but I can tell the different levels and the quality of all of the different levels, from the higher frequencies through to the bass.
So we've got the tweeters obviously on top of the dashboard, where they're actually on axis to you as well. So these are retrimmed in the exact material as the factory material. We've also got the mid-range, which is behind us, and then the mid-bass, which is the Audison Thesis range, down in the footwells. So we've got the two subs behind you, and it basically, during
Wait
all the...
a second, we've got the drop, we've got the drop. Had to be done. Sorry for interrupting.
That's all right. But yeah, overall, it basically just surrounds you, and that's all down to the setup and the processing power that we've got via the software as well. So,
and all of the calibration, because a car is not easy. Just to turn that down for a second, it's not easy because you've got speakers right behind the head, effectively.
Yeah. So obviously, with the speaker being right directly there, it actually becomes kind of, it's too close to your head, and it takes away from the other products that are inside the car and creating that full sound. So in essence, we use what's called time alignment to move sound around the vehicle, delay and increase speed on when certain products are actually outputting sound to give a full sound, and that basically, in essence, have your sound stage right on top of the dashboard there. So it's kind of like you're sitting at a concert in essence, but inside a car.
To be able to completely adjust it, and that's what I love. It's not just installing speakers.
No.
What you do as a master installer is a lot more work.
Yes, exactly. So obviously these things take time to do, and we work on every type of car as well, which is lovely, but it's the time taken to get every system inch perfect like this. And it also, we offer a full lifetime warranty on every single install we do. So we trust not only our install, but also every component we're putting in, whether it's cable to the actual components, has a full lifetime warranty.
Okay, amazing. Right, so I've just loaded up the Fat Rat, who is famous on YouTube and makes some awesome music. So if I hit play on this, and this is just from YouTube. This isn't full high quality files. I love that. It's all around. The quality of the music.
Yeah.
Do you know what? When I'm at home, I'm just going to go sit in the garage and listen to this.
We've actually had a customer the other day with a Lamborghini Aventador we did. He was sitting outside detailing his car, and he just left it running. He was enjoying it and just listening to the system. So
this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. This is another song I used before at an event we went to. Cars and Coffee in Prussia in Italy. Good times, good cars. This is incredible. I like how the bass feel is obviously all around you as well. You don't have that feeling that there's one kind of, I mean, we know it's back there, but it doesn't feel like it's just the whole thing.
Bass frequencies are a non-directional sound, so they can kind of go anywhere in a vehicle. These higher frequencies from tweeters and stuff need to be directed to you to get that perfect sound representation on top of the dashboard.
Yeah, and obviously I can use whichever app it might be.
Yeah,
Spotify,
so if you want to use Spotify, you can do. You've got loads of options now, all via that functionality via Android Auto. So
the sound quality is amazing, because this car, it had the standard speaker options, and it's a lightweight track car. They were pretty useless, to be honest. In terms of the quality feel of them before. The step up is night and day. It's not. This isn't like a little bit better. just even the noises we're hearing now. It's what I think I'm particularly enjoying the most, and obviously you're around all of this all day, every day, so you're probably not thinking about it necessarily in the same way that I might be, or another person who's not such an audiophile to that level. What I'm hearing are the different soundtracks within the music that aren't, that they're very clearly distinctive. The higher pitched noises, the different instruments, the bass, it's all very clearly separate channels coming in different ways at different levels.
And that's the thing, you can hear every detail within sound. And that's what having a system is. It doesn't necessarily mean about the actual sound quality that you're playing from your phone or anything. You might have a song that you just love, but the recording's not brilliant. But having a system like this, it makes it seamless to just enjoy it and actually have your volume there that you want to, but also at lower volumes like now, you can still appreciate the smaller details in the sound. So
this is awesome. This is so awesome.
That's what I was listening to this morning. It sounds wicked. It sounds brilliant. So
you have absolutely nailed this.
Thank you.
This is brilliant.
It's down to our hard work of our team, the media team, and also the team of installers. Everyone here. It's been a lovely project to work on. So
I have a massive smile on my face right now. It's really hard to, I think, properly explain this, but the quality is so good, I can't portray how much of a step up this. I wasn't expecting it to be this good.
Yeah, good.
This is well worth the wait in every possible way. I can't wait for the drive home and to listen to this. And people will say I should just be listening to the V8. Nah,
no, this is does this match it or better?
This is so good. It's the mix. It's the balance. All I can say is thank you for this.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely brilliant. And this is just the start, because I need to learn and spend some more time listening to it. And
exactly, you got a time to enjoy it now and use the system and appreciate the sound.
So we get to the end of the song. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, thank you.
No worries, thank you very much.
You will not be surprised to know that we've also been taking a listen to plenty of other different genres of music as well. Things like dire straits and so much more, and it sounds immense. But of course, there's a lot of equipment that's gone into the car, some of which we have the boxes for just here. We took a look at all of this when I came to drop off the car a fair while ago, all of the different Audison Thesis boxes, Prima, Voce, the different components, the Android Auto, the kit, and we've also got the original sound deadening that came out of the car, the factory sound deadening, which has been replaced with some very high-end, much thinner material, which sits around the sub-boxes effectively in that space that we have in the rear deck. I'm going to keep a hold of all of these parts, as I do with all modifications that we make to the different cars in the garage. So we'll be taking those back in the boot of the C63. Thankfully, we've got a car with enough space to take it all, although I could probably squeeze it into the SLS, but it's certainly much easier to load it all up separately for the time being to get all of that back before I'm going to be departing with this to enjoy and experience a bit more of what it's like out on the road. Obviously a little bit frustrating not to be able to share every song with you, but I'm sure everybody by now knows about copyright and music and the internet. So unfortunately, I'm slightly restricted in that respect, but to experience it myself, this is just wow. We're going to be saying farewell to the C63, which means a startup. Barks into life. V8, obviously, and then we'll play V8 in both cars. That's going to be heading on out, and I'm going to be catching up in the SLS a little bit later on. Fun to see it on the move. Off it goes. It's time to follow suit to get the SLS back to the Shmuseum, which means both listening through my favourite Spotify playlists as well as enjoying the V8 of this car also. And one thing I particularly like, by the way, is that the A-pillars have been done with the exact same charcoal Alcantara material as we have around the rest of the interior of the SLS Black Series. So, sounds good. We've got over 18,000 miles now on this car, but it's time to get it back home, to get back on the road, and to enjoy my favourite Spotify playlist, to run through some of the more familiar songs for me, and to enjoy what it's all about making my way back. As if by magic then, back home with the SLS, parked with the C63 at the GTR Roadster, all of which need a wash at the moment, and we're kind of keeping the cars at the front of the Shmuseum that we need to take out to go and get cleaned up properly. So sitting there with the three AMGs, the blue, white and red, if they were in a slightly different order, we would basically have the French flag going on the German cars that are here in the UK. But of course, this is fantastic. I've been trying out plenty of different types of music through the new system that's been installed, testing out a little bit back here as well, the Android Auto, and just running through that side of it all. Absolutely fascinated by the huge step up from the original system to the new system. The first time I've installed a full aftermarket audio system in the car, and Audison, especially Thesis, is very much the flagship that you could possibly do. As we've said, Cambridge Car Audio, master installers, working direct with 4Car as well in terms of supplying the different components that we've used and integrating it all very neatly and tidily into the car itself, hiding away all the amps and the subs back there underneath the parcel shelf. Absolutely no different to standard. In fact, exactly the same appearance when you're looking back there yourself. Obviously the Android Auto system hidden away as well, the controller just inside the armrest. In fact, using the position that would typically have been for your fixed mounting point for your phone in the armrest, of course completely irrelevant in the modern era, so that's perfect as well. Obviously I've got the cable running out of the glove box at the moment, and then the new fabrication for the tweeters that we have up on the dashboard, neatly integrated as well. In fact, not obscuring any of the view outside at all. Basically from the driver's eye line, they sit very flush down at the bottom corners, which is exactly what you want also. And the sound quality, as I've said, is such a huge leap ahead versus, well, anything else, versus any of the other cars here. I don't think, well, I've never owned a car with a system as good as this. It's hard really to fully explain. It is so far ahead. It's not like a little, maybe small incremental step. It's a massive leap in terms of the clarity of the audio and what you hear. And of course, the guys have been fine-tuning this specific system for exactly this car to make sure that it all positions correctly, as Ardo was saying earlier. And yeah, generally all very exciting. So I'm pleased now to have the car back, completed, ready to rock and roll, with some ideas for a trip coming up as well. So stay tuned for that, the SLS, and maybe some of the others also. For now though, it is a big thanks again to everybody who has been involved in this process. It has been longer than we intended, thanks to the crazy situation the world finds itself in, but of course this is relatively minor at the end of the day, and it is great now that all is completed. Don't forget also about Cambridge Car Audio's 10K giveaway, information about that over on their channel too, which you can subscribe also to see more from the behind the scenes and the install on this car too. For now though, I'm tired, it's the end of the day, it's been another long day, as always, here at the Shmuseum. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate the support, as always, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!